Hello and welcome to our September update on the hiring market conditions for the world of digital procurement and supply chain. I've not done one of these videos for a couple of months, so I'm going to start by talking to you about what we've seen over the course of the summer, and then we'll talk about some potentially encouraging signs for the market for the rest of this year, which we're already seeing post-holiday period this year. So the summer, what's been happening? Well, it's really been a continuation of what we saw in the spring, which is fairly flat demand for people, increasingly large numbers of people coming onto the job market. So demand flat, supply up. That's been the case since probably the final quarter of last year when the tech layoffs started to hit the marketplace. And that's really down to the wider economic climate, the availability of finance from private equity and other sources, and companies in our sector having quite widely diverging performance. There are some that are fighting for their very existence. There are others that are reporting 50% growth this year. And even in some of the big players, we're seeing big regional variations in performance. So some companies doing well in Europe, less so in the States, others the mirror image of that. So it's a really mixed picture, and that's what's really creating this sort of flat demand that we've seen over the course of the summer. But people are back from holiday now, and people are thinking about what's going to be happening for the end of this year, and perhaps most importantly, most interestingly, the beginning of 2024, because we're already having a number of conversations with organisations that need to think about their hiring with an eye on next year. And that might be people landing in the business this side of Christmas, so they can get some leading time, some ramp up time for next year, or it might be people landing in January and February when budgets are set to accommodate additional headcount or different headcount. And what's driving that? Well, in some cases, companies that made layoffs now want to expand teams again because they're feeling more bullish about their go-to-market and their market position. So there's some cautious additional hiring there. There are others that are restructuring businesses in response to changing market conditions and want to be in a much leaner and better position to deliver on their ambitions. And so that might mean key changes at the top of an organisation. And then there are also some examples of people addressing underperformance in their organisations and looking to discreetly identify replacements with an eye on those people coming into the business for next year with a fresh start with the new budgets. So all those things have been in conversations we've had recently about the need to recruit people into their organisations. So what does that mean for you personally? Well, if you're somebody who's having those same conversations in your organisation about additional headcount, now is the time to get in touch with us to get an insight into what's going on in the market and also the availability of certain skills and experience and particular individuals. Similarly, if you're thinking about a move for the new year or towards the end of this year, now is the time those conversations are happening, as I've already said. So, don't wait till near the end of the year. Act now, because these conversations are having quite long leading times. Things move a bit slower than they were a couple of years ago, or certainly in 2021 and 2022. So, now is the time for action with an eye on what's happening next year. So that's what we're seeing. It's good that the market is starting to come back. I think it will be a slow recovery, but at least we're seeing some optimism return, and hopefully that will mean some great people getting back into good roles and also a chance for people to make some change. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can always get us via everydaily.com. If you need some intelligence, you've got The Insider, you've got our other videos on YouTube, or just contact me directly via andrew@everydaily.com or on LinkedIn. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful.